Okay, so some people want to know why I fast. Jeff, why do you stop eating food? I can't even stop eating for longer than an hour. Fasting itself is not an easy thing to do, and it takes a lot of willpower. It takes a lot of mental strength, and that is one of the biggest reasons why I even started fasting in the first place. Because I've always had this mission to control my mind, but in a way that I became more powerful. I become more emotionally intelligent because I can handle my emotions. I become more disciplined because if my mind is resting in comfort and I feel like I don't want to do something, I want to be able to push through the doubt, push through fear, push through not wanting to do something and doing it anyways. So in my family, I've always been the black sheep. I've always been the one who was always seeking information. I've always been the one who was looking into conspiracy theories. I was always the one who was looking into dieting, exercising. When I was younger, I loved doing calisthenics. Calisthenics was my social media. I had such an addiction to doing calisthenics, which is why even now I'm always constantly doing push-ups or incorporating some type of bodyweight exercises into my workouts. I just have this beautiful passion for moving my body. When I was younger, I was always looking into how to eat healthier. I got into eating beyond meat. I don't eat that shit anymore because I don't think that shit's real at all, but I even got into eating plant-based and going vegan or just at least trying these different lifestyles out. And all of these formed naturally in my mind. These were things that I was naturally just interested in at a young age. I've always just been a curious person. And now I'm at the point in my life where my health means everything to me. I try my best to stay away from foods that don't do anything for me, like Chipotle and McDonald's, Wendy's, Chick-fil-A. I try my hardest to stay away from these places. Not to say that I'm 100% perfect and I don't slip up here and there. But for the most part, I do try my best to consistently fast. I do try my best to take on a fruitarian diet and remove everything else from consumption. I do understand that I am an electrical being and I get my electricity from fruits, from the sun, from grounding, from nature itself. So aside from all of that, let me talk to you guys on why I started fasting in the first place. So I hope you guys don't mind. I did take a couple notes on my phone just so I could stay on track and stay in order because I will go on a tangent and I will not stop talking. So why do I fast? Why do I consume mostly fruit or fruit juices in my diet? So one of the reasons why I fast and juice my fruits is because I get more energy. Now, one thing that people don't understand is that your digestive system takes up a bunch of energy just to digest food. Now, the amount of energy that your digestive system takes up can be very significant depending on the foods that you're consuming. So if you're consuming foods like fruits and vegetables, a lot of the times these particular foods don't take that much time to digest. I believe they can take somewhere between a couple minutes to somewhere under an hour to digest fully. And when you move over to consuming meats or heavy acidic foods, what happens is your body takes hours, even days to digest this food. And it already takes a lot of energy for your body to digest food in the first place. So if you're not being conscious of what you're consuming, then you are expending a lot of that energy without even realizing it. This is why you become super tired after eating a big meal, or you become fatigued, or you just don't have any energy or drive to do anything throughout the day. And this is very important when it comes to being more conscious of your diet. So me personally, whenever I am juicing my fruits, I am getting the same exact nutrients that I would get if I was consuming the fruits, yet I am allowing my digestive system to take a rest because I'm not consuming anything that needs to be digested per se. I'm drinking the juice from the fruits so my digestive system can rest, and all of that energy that my body would be using to digest food is being pushed out to other areas of my body to where I now have extra energy that I can use to work out. I can use that energy to do some deep work and get some things done. And for me, this is one of the biggest reasons why I fast, because I do believe that everything is energy, and the more energy that I have stored up within my body, the more I can actually do, the more I can actually get done. If you are coming from a carnivorous diet, consuming meat or consuming heavy foods, dairy, junk foods, processed foods, whatever, if you swap over to juicing your fruits, it is not going to be easy at first. And you might be fatigued, you might be tired, you might feel like you're not getting any energy, but give it a couple days and you will start to notice a shift in your energy levels. Now, another reason why I fast or juice my fruits or simply consume a fruitarian diet, which is strictly fruits, is, like I said earlier, for willpower. I've heard this quote before and I don't remember it verbatim word for word. If a man can conquer his hunger, then he can conquer anything. And one thing is, I believe that fasting was one of the hardest things that I've ever had to do, because my entire life I've been consuming all types of foods. I've been eating until I get full. Every time I felt stress or every time I needed to cope for something, I can always run to food. I was constantly eating. I was bloated. I was gaining weight in the face. And I was very, very big on stress eating or just eating because something tastes good. And when I made the transition to start fasting and changing my diet to something that's a lot easier on the stomach, that doesn't fill you up as much as you're used to, it took a lot of willpower. And most of this willpower came from me believing that I was hungry. And one thing that a lot of people don't realize is you're not necessarily hungry. Humans don't have a natural hunger. What we have is we have cravings, because a lot of the food that we're consuming is full of artificial sugars and all these different chemicals that get us addicted to it. That's why they say food is the most addicting drug, because you're not consuming nutrition. You are consuming chemicals. You are consuming mind-altering substances. You are consuming drugs. You're a drug addict. When I decided to make that transition and to step away from these artificial products and start taking on more life, you would instantly feel a difference in consuming only fruit versus consuming artificial foods. One thing is that when you're consuming other foods, acidic foods, heavy foods, you eat until you're full. You're not supposed to eat until you're full. You are supposed to eat until your body is nourished. And that is one of the hardest things when it comes to fasting or consuming fruit only, because you're going to realize that you're not full after you're done eating, or the fact that this food digests so fast that you're going to feel like you're hungry or going to have cravings an hour or even 20 minutes after you're done consuming. With fasting, it's even harder because I'm abstaining from anything. The only thing that I truly consume when I'm on a fast is lemon water, regular water if I don't have lemons, or I take my fruits and I juice them. Fasting requires a lot of willpower, and I was up for the challenge. So that's why I did it. This is one of the things that kind of helped me maintain that mentality to continue fasting or to have a healthier diet by consuming only fruits. This is a little shallow. But one thing that I know is I used to have a wider face. I used to drink alcohol. I used to eat a bunch of shitty foods, and I used to have no jawline. And my jawline somewhat is coming in. I have a nice, clean, sharper face. My skin is a lot better. My body is even a reflection of my lifestyle. And as I was younger and I was caught up in the world of social media, being a pretty boy was a trend. And I mean, to a degree, it still is. When you come from caring what other people think about how you look, your appearance, you have insecurities and you don't love yourself for who you are, you don't love yourself for how you look. When you do something like this and you see that your body is starting to shape and conform into something that is somewhat attractive, then it becomes a motivation for you. So I do this to take care of myself. I do this to raise my energy levels. I do this for my health. But on the other side, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you guys. I know that when I'm fasting, I look my best. I know that when I'm fasting, my skin is glowing. I know that when I'm fasting, my body, my shape, my size, my cut, everything. I know that when I'm fasting, my face becomes more chiseled. I know that when I'm fasting, I lose all the water weight and I just become more attractive as a whole. I know that fasting and consuming fruits definitely ups my appearance, and I'm here for it. Another special thing about this type of lifestyle is my mental clarity. Your body, when you're consuming heavy acidic foods, when you're consuming all these different type of processed and junk foods and all these meats, having a carnivorous diet, remember that I said that your digestive system takes up a lot of energy. So when you are fasting or when you are consuming electrical foods that digest very, very quickly and nourish your body can expend all that extra energy to your brain. So you become able to think clearly. You have no more brain fog. You have mental clarity. You can focus and you could spend a longer amount of time doing things that you don't want to do. Also, it becomes easier to control your emotions. If you are very, very stressed out, or you are going through something in a relationship, or you are going through something with your job, or any stressful situation in your life, if you are consuming all of these bad foods, what's going to happen is these foods are going to affect your gut, and your gut is your second brain. There is a reason why the shape of your intestines resemble your brain. Your gut is your first brain. What you put in your body goes to your gut, and signals and information is sent to your brain, and this affects your emotions. This affects your mood. This affects your thoughts, your mental diet, the way that you think about yourself and situations in front of you. When you're fasting or you're putting better foods in your body, the information is going to be way different than if you're putting processed foods, junk foods, or acidic foods into your gut. The information that you're going to be receiving in your brain is going to cause you to feel more depressed. It's going to drain you of your energy. It's going to make you more susceptible to having panic attacks or anxiety. The way you look at yourself, the way you feel about yourself is also going to be affected. The choices and decisions that you make are also going to be affected. The ability for you to feel like you have a sense of purpose or belonging, drive, motivation, is all going to be affected. When I fast, I feel like a superhuman, and I know that I can do it. A lot of people tell me like, damn, Jeff, like, how do you have so much size and you barely eat? Well, I understand my body and I'm going to continue growing. Yeah, guys, there are some tips on why I fast, why I take on a fruitarian diet, why I consume fruit juices rather than everything else. There is nothing wrong with you if you have a carnivorous diet. There's nothing wrong with you for eating meat. I would recommend taking on a fruitarian diet. I would recommend going out in the sun. I would recommend taking your socks and shoes off and standing in the grass. I would recommend you doing your research on fasting and seeing if it's something that can interest you or something that can change your life. It's completely up to you. I ain't telling you what you have to do, but I hope that this video helped you. I hope that this video gave you a little bit of insight into why I do what I do. And if there's anything that you guys want to know, you can leave it down in the comment section below and we'll get to it. Thank you for watching. Mwah.